How to start a vending machine business. So I may as well start by telling you I started my vending machine business, and you can just use that as a guide because it's so simple. Now, I was a Saturday part-time student at uni, studying electronic engineering, and uni used to start at 9 and finish at around about 4 or 5 o'clock. Now, I used to get to campus relatively on time, but the only problem is there were no vending machines on campus, and I always like to go and fill myself up with some grub before. So the shops were 5 minutes around the corner, but it's not just a 5-minute journey. You end up being 20 minutes late because you're in the shop buying your stuff and then you have to travel back. So I used to arrive to class at like 9:15 and miss like the first quarter of the lecture. So that was a bit of a problem. So one day when I was bored in the library, I was checking on my phone and I was using a website called Gumtree. Now, if you're not from the UK, Gumtree is like one of those classified types of websites, right? I call it like a dodgy website kind of thing, but no, it's all legal and stuff. You can buy most of the stuff that they advertise on there are secondhand, but you can obviously buy brand new goods on there as well. And I saw a vending machine for around about £1,000. So I said to the manager, look, I asked him, why are there no vending machines on campus? And he said they used to have some before my time, but the company who were running it, they didn't maintain them. You know, there was leaking water. They hardly used to fill the vending machine. And when it was running, it used to always break down and never used to fix it. So they said they just got rid of it, get rid of the vending machine. We don't want it no more. So I said to him, look, I'm always here and I'm a responsible person and I care about money and business. Do you mind if I install a vending machine? And he asked me, how much is it going to cost? I said, well, listen, look, I will buy the vending machine and I will maintain it myself. But I need a deal from you where I can just install it and all the funds come to me. So it's kind of like a win-win for both of us. So I will buy the vending machine, I will install it, I will maintain it, but I keep all the profits. You know, the only charge to him is basically the electric that he uses, which is nothing. He will never be able to notice how much electric he uses. So he said, all right, okay, cool. When you've got all of your bits and pieces together, then come back to me. So I called up this company called Pure Food Systems. They're based in Surrey. And I got a price, I got a bit of a deal on it. I think I knocked off about £40 or something, yeah. So I've gone back to him on a second occasion and I said, listen, all right, you know, I've got the money to buy this vending machine. When can I install it? And then he said to me, oh, no, we don't want no vending machines. I was like, what? He was like, no, I don't think it's the right time for vending machines and stuff. So I was like, oh, for flip's sake. So anyway, I left it momentarily, and then afterwards I went back to him on a third occasion and I basically went in there and I begged him and I sold him the dream, and he's like, okay. He's like, just let me know the day before you're going to bring the vending machine down, and then yeah, just go ahead. So I walked out of there like I flipping graduated. So this is like mid-semester, I'm walking, you know, out on the street cross-legged and stuff. I was happy. And yeah, so I bought the vending machine, stuck it in a storage company called SureGuard. So that's the same as like Safe Store or Yellow Box Storage. Stuck it in there for a day. And then a day prior to me installing the vending machine, I called him up and said, yeah, I'm going to bring the vending machine down. He said, yeah, no problem. Now, the problem started when I got the vending machine to campus. The flipping removal guys that I was using, they got the vending machine stuck down a flight of stairs. And they left. They bust out what we use on the street. They left me. So they left the vending machine stuck down a flight of stairs, and they said, well, what can we do? So I just gave them the money and I just told them, look, just leave, man, because you guys, you're not that professional, you're not that good. So they got the vending machine stuck down a flight of stairs and none of us could move it. So I called another guy and he used some straps and he was able to tie a rope around the vending machine and drag it out of the flight of stairs, attaching it to a van. So anyway, that was like one of the first teething problems. Second teething problem was the vending machine used to always break down. I don't know, for the first month, I used to get a lot of problems with it. The machine would stop cooling the drinks and the snacks and stuff. And then it would start making a rattling sound. Then the coin mechanism inside the vending machine would reject coins and not accept coins. It was just one problem after another. That was for the first couple of months. Yeah, that was like the worst time of my life with that vending machine. So once all the problems started, then the money started rolling in, which was good. You know, after about 7 or 8 days, the vending machine would be completely empty. So I think I used to generate about with that vending machine alone, maybe about 250, 300 pounds per month. That was my first vending machine. Then what I did was I used to go to other establishments, so office buildings, universities and community centres, to try and pitch my idea. Now, the thing with that is, what you need to do is you need to go out and start talking. Yeah, you need to actually physically go into these places, call it like cold approaching or whatever, cold pitching. Go into these places and pitch your idea to the building manager, not the administration worker who works at front desk, right? Before I get into that, if you can avoid doing this, don't send emails or make phone calls. Turn up. That's always the best way. But obviously, if somewhere's really, really far away, then, you know, it might be more cost effective just send an email with a nice presentation PowerPoint. But I would get into the habit of actually walking into establishments and asking for the building manager. Usually the building manager is not going to be there, or they're going to be busy. So what will happen is you will speak to the administration worker, someone at the front desk, right? And what they will do is, which pees me off, they will give you their opinion. So what I used to do, I used to walk into these buildings and say, hi, you know, I've got this vending machine business. I would like to install a vending machine in this building if there aren't any already, or if you're coming up for renewal, because obviously established vending machine businesses, they're going to have higher rates, you know. So I would tell the administration worker this and ask to speak to the building manager. And if they're not in, can I have the email address? Now, what they used to do is they used to give me their opinion. Oh, we don't think that we need a vending machine. Now, in my mind, it used to pee me off. I never used to say this, but it's like, who are you to determine whether or not you need a vending machine? You are just an administration worker. You have no say. Whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you like the idea or not, it doesn't matter. You don't have a say. You don't make the final decision. So always bypass them and just ask for the building manager's email address or number. Even if they say, oh, we don't think, just say, do you mind, please? You know, I have nothing to lose by asking them, and I've come out of my way. Be polite about it. But ask for the building manager's email address or number. Don't even bother with, you know, trying to ask the administration worker what they think, because whether they like it or not, it's got nothing to do with them. They can't make a final decision. They are just an administration worker. They are nobody, pretty much. Yeah. So what I used to do is I used to go around to lots of different buildings, office buildings in the city, you name it. The only place I didn't bother to go to was hospitals, because most of them will be using big companies to supply their hospitals, and they don't want to use one or two different companies. They just want to use, they just want to use one company. They don't want to use like 3-4 companies. They want to just use one company to supply vending machines in a certain area. So for example, all of the hospitals in North London, for example, are supplied by one supplier, for example. So I used to go into like community centres and stuff, and I had a lady's number who I met at a christening, who was the manager of a particular community centre in Islington. Now, if you haven't seen the video, How Much My Vending Machine Mates, go and check that video out. That is the community centre that I went to for a christening many years ago. And I got her number because we were talking about business, and I said, I'm an electrician. And she said, when you become fully qualified and you can sign off certificates, then contact me and I can get you work. So I still had her number. So I tried to call her, but I got no answer. I'm not sure she was using that number or anything like that. So I thought, okay. One particular Saturday, I took my motorbike all the way down there, and I asked to speak to the building manager. Now, they weren't in, but the young lady was kind enough to give me 2 people's contact details, a man and a lady. Yeah, and I sent them both the same email, just addressed it to them separately. So one person's name was, let's say, Jenny, and the other man's name's Arthur, right? Addressed both of them and then sent the email to both of them, and they liked the idea of it. You know, they thought it was cost effective, so they invited me down for an interview. And yeah, I just spoke with the man. I don't know where the lady was at the time. And I've got a good rapport with people. People kind of like, they like my personality. We were just talking about the vending machine business for about 5 minutes, and we were talking about all different stuff. Like, we're going on a tangent and just talking about all different stuff, which was cool. So he said, yeah, do you know what? Let's install that vending machine. Yeah, let's give it a shot. So obviously you have to come in as a loss leader. And what that is obviously you have to offer like a free service. So it's the same thing with the one at the uni. I will be the person who buys the vending machine, installs the vending machine, and maintains the vending machine, but all the profits come to me. But that is saving them having to pay for someone to, because some companies say, yo, you have to buy the vending machine. Some companies say, you know, you have to maintain the vending machine. So you have to pay us a maintenance charge. So anytime the vending machine breaks down or whatever, you have to pay a maintenance charge. So that was the deal that we had. I just supply the vending machine. I keep all the profits and they have to do nothing. All they do is just say yes, right? So I had that deal with them. And it was funny as well. My friend and I were on holiday and I had the vending machine installed, obviously in the UK. I was in Prague, I think. Yes, I was in Prague and I had the vending machine installed whilst I was on holiday. So I kept on calling up to see if the vending machine is okay and stuff, because obviously that's like my baby or whatever. So that one was quite expensive as well. That one cost me 1,560, which was the second vending machine. And the first vending machine cost me £960. And it was strange as well because the first vending machine is bigger, but it was cheaper, and the second vending machine was smaller but more expensive, probably because it's of a higher quality. So I installed that vending machine, and then after about a year I said to the managers of the community centre, this vending machine isn't making me that much money, so it's up to you. You take it or leave it, but I'm going to remove this vending machine and stick it somewhere else. So obviously they liked the idea of the vending machine because it was almost like it was a part of the furniture. So they said they don't want the vending machine to be removed. So I said, okay, you're going to have to pay me £50 per month. So on top of me keeping all the profits, they still have to pay me £50 per month just for it to be there. So that's where the loss leader turned into a winner. I came in there with a cheap and good deal. Well, it wasn't even cheap, it was a free deal. And then afterwards, I held that, I used that as ransom. I used that as like, you know, a bargaining chip to say, well, it's up to you. This vending machine's not making that much money, so I'm going to remove the vending machine and then stick it somewhere else. So if you want to keep this vending machine here, you need to pay me. So they said, okay, we'll pay you £50 per month, right, for the year. They didn't pay me £50 per month for the year. They just paid me £600 in one go. So I was like, yep, right in my pocket. So that's how it went. So, which was really good as well. So what you can take from this video is you need to buy a vending machine. Well, first of all, you need to find somewhere that you can put the vending machine. So what I would do is, first of all, register a company. Yeah. So go onto company's house, right? I'm sure it only costs about £16 or something to register a business. Register a business, get yourself a business account. So go to Santander or one of those banks, right? I bank with Santander. Go to Santander and register. So once you get your company's house certificate, it's like you get a certificate to say you're a registered company. You take that certificate to Santander, and then Santander will give you a free business account for about 18 months, right? So for 18 months, you get free business banking. Afterwards, it's about £7.50 after the 18 months. So you get free business banking for 18 months. And then what you need to do is then you need to like start, you know, making your presentation stuff, have that all prepared, and then go to these places and make a pitch, right? If you can't, for some reason, get to the place in person, then call up and ask for the building manager. Or if somehow you can find out on the website or their website, whatever, the building manager's details, do that. But you have to play the numbers game. You have to go into many places. Do you know how many places I've been into and got rejected? I've only got 2 vending machines, but if I had one for every 10 places I've been in, I'd be a flipping millionaire by now or something like that. Well, at least I'll be on some good money, but it's really, really difficult. So you have to just play the numbers game. You have to be confident as well when you go in these places, because people will try and laugh at you. You know, as I said before, you know, the administration worker will tell you their opinion. I've gone into places where I used to pee me off as well, but obviously I don't react to it. I'll go in there and tell them my vending machine business idea, and they'll sit there and smile and pretty much laugh at me. But obviously I can't react to it because, you know, I have to be professional. But yeah, so register a company's house, get a business account with your bank, which will give you free banking. Then to get the stock, yeah, for the vending machine. So it depends on what vending machine you're gonna have. I had a poly vending machine, so basically it's one that you can have crisp snacks and drinks, yeah, so like Twix and that, crisps and that, and drinks. Right, go to somewhere, if you're in the UK, go to somewhere like Costco where you could buy stock in bulk. Go to Costco, go to Macro, or go to Best Way. If you're in America, I don't know, maybe somewhere like Walmart, right? I don't know if it's a wholesale place, Walmart, because I've never been to America before, but go to somewhere where it's like a cash and carry. And that's what you do. You just buy your stock in bulk, and then you just fill out the vending machine and you just watch the profits come. Now, it's always best to put a vending machine in a place that has a high footfall rate, because the way I see it, I think one in every, let's say about 10 in every 50 people will buy a product per day, right? That's the way I kind of worked it out, judging by how much I sold and how much money I made. So it's basically 1 in every 5 people will buy something per day. So, you know, if you're in a building that has flipping, you know, 1,000 people walking around in the building, then you might get 200 sales. You know, if you have a building that has 100 people, then you might get 20 sales. That's again, 1 in every 5 people will buy something. So you need to install the vending machine in a place that has a high footfall rate. So that's it. It's a really, I enjoy the vending machine business because it's a passive income as well. So you don't have to be there on site. You know, it's almost like you're having a shop, but you don't need any employees. The vending machine is the shop. You know, it's a fridge, but it counts money and it dispenses money, and it dispenses goods and stuff. Well, one problem you might have with vending machines is at the uni, I didn't have this problem, but one problem I do still have at the community centre is they have parties at the community centre and someone always tries to do something stupid. So what they do is they fold up bits of paper and they stick it down the coin slot and it jams the machine. And there's a camera out there as well. And you know, one day I'm going to actually get them to review the footage. But one day, if I catch the person who is putting piece of paper, someone even put a Ferrero Rocher packet in the flipping coin slot machine and jam the machine. When I catch the person, I'm going to call the police because I need to make an example of this person. I think what I might need to do as well, prevention is better than cure. I might need to put a sign up saying you are on camera. XYZ person was prosecuted for putting paper down the machine or something like that, just to scare them. But yeah, so that's what you need to do. You need to go out there and you need to walk into places and you need to pitch your idea. You have to be confident as well. You can't be going in. Me, I don't know, maybe it's because I was on the street, but I'm good at confrontation. I'm good at confronting people. I'm good at talking and pitching an idea. So that's what you need to do. You need to go into different establishments, go into community centres, go into, I don't know what area you're from, maybe even like small GP surgeries, going to schools, going to universities, stuff like that. Go into those types of places where you know you're going to have a footfall rate and you know you're going to have people who want to buy Christmas snacks. Even care homes as well. I know someone who works at a Bupa care home. They don't have a vending machine in there. So I asked for the building manager's number, contact details, sorry, the email address, and I sent them an email. Now, he didn't get back to me, but it's better than not trying, you know. Don't think, oh, this place might not want one. No, go and find out. You don't know. Because if I thought to myself, oh, this person hasn't answered my call, so maybe I shouldn't contact them to try and install a vending machine in this community centre. If I thought like that, I would never have a vending machine. Remember, the person didn't even answer my call. The person wasn't even available to take my call, but I took it upon myself to go all the way down there and ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. You're not a psychic, right? Always always ask so you can get rejected rather than not ask, because if you don't ask, you don't get. So that's what you can take from this video. Register a business, get a business bank account, register yourself at some kind of cash and carry place like Costco, wholesale, whatever. Obviously have the funds to flipping buy the vending machine and install it, and then just start going into places and pitching your idea. Come up with a PowerPoint presentation, and yeah, just play the numbers game. Be prepared for rejection. I actually had a good deal on as well. So I contacted this housing association. They deal with like homes, like for regular people, and they also manage student accommodation, so student halls. They're called Viridian Housing. So I had to go all the way down to South London and go to Stockwell for a meeting. Now, obviously I contacted them prior. I sent them some of my information and they invited me down for a meeting. And there were 3 people as well. There was one apprentice who was dealing with the case. There was one manager there in person, and there was another manager who was on the phone elsewhere, right? And giving them the presentation, brought my mum's, because at the time I didn't have a laptop, brought my mum's laptop, gave them the presentation and stuff. They told me they liked the presentation. I just, you know, it's just a reading exercise. I didn't think it was anything amazing, but just the way I maybe presented it and obviously the content. They liked it, and they said, yeah, we're going to definitely give it some thought. You know, could you supply these 3 student halls? There was like a couple in Northwest London or something like that. And I said, yes, you know, I have the money to afford it. Then they sent me some dumb email rejecting it, saying, oh, we're going to have to reject your offer. We're going to have to reject business with you because we believe that your business will what did they say? Your business will rely on the sales from your business will depend on the sales the vending machine makes. Well, of course, how else am I going to make money if I don't depend on the sales? It was just so stupid. It was like the worst rejection email I've ever received. But that's what it is. That's the name of the game. I even tried to contact them again, but they just blanked me. So, but yeah, keep trying. Try housing associations and try housing associations that run student halls, and obviously try student halls as well. Yeah. So if you like the video, subscribe. If you don't like the video, change your station.